Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 24 of albums that are 30 years old in 2025. That's right. All month long here in March, we're looking back at 1995. We picked out our 31 favorite albums released in that year, celebrating their 30th birthdays and or anniversaries, however you like to look at it, this year in 2025. Today for pick number 24. This is the third studio album by this American band, released October 31st, 1995, on my brother's birthday, Halloween. Recorded at Bad Animals Studios in Seattle, Washington. Produced by the band along with Toby Wright for Columbia Records. That's right, I'm talking about Alice in Chains, self-titled Alice in Chains, tripod, three-legged, whatever you want to call it. I've just always called it Alice in Chains. It's got that very poor-looking dog there who's somehow getting by with just the three legs, right? And then, of course, you got this dude on the back who's also sort of has three legs. Right? How did that happen? Very strange. Kind of the fluorescent yellow tint to the jewel case, right? Always thought this was kind of bizarre all the way around, right? This is like I said, the third studio album from the band and last album for many, many years, because of course a few years after this, actually more than a few years after this, I got some tragedy in the band, but this features the lineup of the late great Lane Staley on lead and backing vocals, a little rhythm guitar as well. Jerry Cantrell, lead and rhythm guitars, lead and backing vocals. Mike Inez on bass. Welcome, Mike. Sean Kinney on drums. All right, that makes up the lineup here. And, first, weird how this would be the first album that Mr. Inez hooks up with the band, and then they would go on to do no more studio albums, and then Lane be gone, and it's just like, hey, what happened? I joined this high-profile band, and, well, they were still a force out on the touring circuit, continued to sell lots of records, but, unfortunately did not release anything new between here and when Lane left us, right? So what do we have on this particular album? Got some, it's funny. I was into this quite a bit when it first came out, but I think most of us were of the opinion that while it's a good, really good album, it can't really hold a candle to the one that came before it. Because I think Dirt is just, to me, that's always going to be their magnum opus. That's just start to finish, just a really, really great album. And, the first album's got a lot of great tracks on it as well, as does this one. There's some stuff on here that maybe isn't quite up to snuff, but I think there's enough great stuff on here, and, makes all the more reason for including it in this month, because I do really like this band a lot. 65 minutes long, this album. I think this album, or this CD, is a little on the front-loaded side. Probably could have been a good inclusion on the show I did with Martin Popoff just last week about front-loaded CDs, albums released in the CD era that kind of like started off really, really great and maybe like tapered a bit towards the back end of the CD. I think that's the case here. I think Grind is a really cool track to open it up. Pretty heavy. Some good riffs on this album. Maybe not quite the collection of riff-o-rama as the album before it, but I still think it's pretty damn good. Brush Away is a great track. It's one of my favorite songs on here. Great chorus. I love the interplay between both Lane and Jerry on vocals. Always in this band. Always did such a great job. Sludge Factory is pretty cool. There's some longer tracks on here. Right? Sludge Factory and a couple that make up the back end of the album. Sludge Factory is just kind of like what it sounds like. It's kind of dirty, kind of atmospheric, kind of sloggy. I mean, it still is pretty cool. Heaven Beside You was kind of the single from the album. That's more of kind of like, I don't know, what do you call this kind of song? It's just like a typical rock song. It's not particularly heavy. It's more kind of like to bring out some acoustic guitars, get a really good, memorable chorus, and just kind of like a sing-along song. It's good, though. Really well done. I like it. Head Creeps is great. Excellent. Again, is really good. Yeah, they're from here. Shaming You, Goddamn. Goddamn is pretty cool. So Close, Nothing song. Nothing song. It just kind of meanders a little bit. Frogs also. Frogs attempts to be kind of psychedelic and weird, and I think it's just too long. It's over 8 minutes long. Don't think it really needed to be. Same thing with Over Now, the last track. I mean, the last two tracks are over 15 minutes long between the two of them. I think probably could have cut that in half on both of those and maybe eliminate one of the other songs, and I think you have a much tighter album. But as it is, I mean, there's no real bad tracks on here. I just think that the first half is just a lot stronger than the second half. But, and I think the band is like, again, Lane is knee deep in his drug addiction at this time. And he's not actually writing a lot of stuff on here, sadly enough. This is mostly a Jerry album. You got Mike and Mr. Kinney helping out, writing some stuff as well. But I think that a lot of the doomy, heavy, kind of depressing and creepy stuff that they were doing, especially on the album before, had a lot to do with Lane just taking more part in the songwriting. But there's still great stuff on here. It's just, to me, this album is not as impactful as the one that came before, but still really, really good. So I dig it. Let's go to charts and stuff. Australia, number 5. Canada, number 5. Dutch charts, number 75. Finland, number 13. German charts, number 93. New Zealand, 28. Norway, number 11. Scottish charts, number 37. Sweden, number 11. UK charts, number 37. The UK rock and metal albums charts, number 4. And here in the States, this made it to number 1 on the Billboard 200 album charts. Number 1 seller for Alice in Chains. As for the singles, Grind was released as a single. Heaven Beside You made it to number 52, and again was also released as a single. And certifications: Australia Gold, 35,000 units sold. Canada Platinum, 100,000 units sold. UK Silver, 60,000 units sold. And here in the States, Double Platinum, 2 million copies sold. Not too shabby for Alice in Chains' third album. And that's my pick for today. I've seen a lot of you have already picked it over the last couple days. I have seen it down in the comments, so if you care to say anything more about it, feel free to do so today. But more importantly, list your pick, talk about your pick down there below, and we'll see you tomorrow for pick number 23. Till then, visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options all down below. Thanks, everybody, for all your support. It's greatly appreciated, and we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Tune in. The UK Connection coming up in just a few hours. Favorite and least favorite and wild card picks for Van Halen. So our favorite 2 albums, our least favorite 2 albums, and a wild card pick. Simon, Steven, and I, up to no good. Once again, drinking beers, talking about bands and albums. Coming at you in just a few short hours with the UK Connection. Tomorrow, ranking the albums, we've got Liege Lord. I'm going to be joined by John Gaffney, Rich Catino, and current Liege Lord bassist himself, and also former Fates Warning bassist Joe DiBiase. That's coming up tomorrow. And Tuesday, going back to 1975 for a progressive rock, an instrumental album battle royal from 1975 on In the Prog Seat. So till then, I am Pete Pardo. We'll see you at all these shows. Take care. Bye-bye.